Urgent message. The Crust is still in active development and not all planned features have been added to the game. We are continuing to work on colonist mechanics, so you may encounter bugs, temporary imbalances, and the absence of some functions in the modules related to colonists. If you encounter any problems, please do not hesitate to report them in our Discord channel, or your feedback will help make the game better. So we'll go ahead and hit understood. That message pops up when colonists arrive. They are here. Yes, they are being dropped off. They have been dropped off, and they are walking around. There we go. Welcome back to the Crust, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. We're technically not totally ready for them because this isn't built. We need the microcircuits for that, and I have 8 of them. So if they could kindly build it, that'd be great. You know, drones, get over here and build that. That would be swell. If you didn't catch the end of the last episode, I know there's kind of getting a little long. I'm sorry about that. I know a lot of people on my channel like these longer videos, but I do try to aim for about 45 minutes, and I seldomly hit it, but I try to get it. We just rescued the crew of Hope 2, at least half of them. Some of them are now over here at this other crash site. I'm gonna send the droner. Wow. I'm gonna send this big vehicle over there, okay? And we're just gonna have it move over that way so it's ready to go. Now, this vehicle needs to go over here too, but its batteries are depleted. That's a problem. We're trying to rescue these guys at night, and we have to have the rover in the area in order to investigate that. Our base is still going to be in darkness for another 4.5 hours, and this thing is kind of on that side of our base. So I'm saying, sorry, 4.5 hours, 4.5 days. I'm saying 5 days until this thing is charged up enough to start moving. It will then be moving into the light, which is good, but well, these guys only have 13 days to survive. So hopefully we can get here, scan, move in the direction we need to go, scan, really like isolate, figure out where they are, and then the cargo drone will be over there ready to go. In the meantime, though, the other colonists are here, and they're working on all the things they want to work on over here. And you can see how the efficiency goes up on these machines, these areas, when they work them. There's plenty of food in stock. They also came with food, and there's organics left to go to move around and do things over here. This is done now, which is great. And we want to have a storage for medicine as well. So the vending machine can also store medicine. So why don't we go, we can go here with it, I guess. And we'll select meds to be in that vending machine. Okay. So ultimately, though, survival is, at least in the temporary, it's assured. We're in good shape there. I need aluminum badly. So let's take a look at what we're going to do for that. We're going to process aluminum over here, and then we're going to create fuel with it, with having a buffer for storages to be used in other things too. But we're making a lot of fuel over here if we can. We have access to ice in this area too. So this ice deposit is going to be basically exclusively used for fuel in the future. But right now I'm just clearing out this area so that I have space to just start the smelting processes on this stuff as best I can. I think I want all hands on deck on that. So let's just clear all of their digging jobs for now and just get like an all hands on deck thing in this area right here. And then when you're done with that, and only when you're done with that, can you start over in this side, clear this out, I guess, this over here. And then we can start moving on this stuff. And then I think I want to start working on titanium over here too as well. So we'll get this cleared out just a little bit more. Give me some more room over here. Speaking of titanium, let's get this selected. Titanium on that one, that one, that one, and that one. There we go. We start processing it. And then this storage needs a bit of priority to get that ready too. Okay, so we did a lot of stuff last video, right? I mean, we started processing silicon again because we were running out of supply. We finished at least the first part of our little base. We're gonna have a much bigger factory over here. We finally isolated and like confirmed that there's absolutely nothing in this area. So carbon fiber factory, kind of right in this area is where I'm going with that. And we have 30,000 bucks, which is not enough to upgrade the multi-regolith refinery. And we do have this kind of, you know, growing slightly, so we have capacity to process more. You can also see aluminum oxide is starting to build up. That's because we're sending that in now from, we finally have a source of aluminum. I only have enough room for one of these machines, but I have enough room. So that's good. Okay, so now you're caught up on, if you didn't see the last video for some reason. This is a series, by the way. There's, you know, kind of designed to be watched in order, but, you know, some people don't. They skip around. That's fine. That's how you want to do it. I understand. Let's say one less on the hauler so we can get more building. I still don't have this done either. Wow, silicon. What's going on? You guys have enough. I mean, just bring it over here, please, and finish the storage, you know? Yeah. Let's take a look. So the cargo truck is almost there. This thing hasn't started leaving yet. We only have 10 days. This is going to be so close to picking them up. Hopefully this timer is just to pick them up, right? It's not to bring them back to the base. The other one wasn't. The other one just led pick them up. So I'm hoping that that's the case. What I might do is maybe move. Try to get maybe here. Hope that they are on this side of the thing. It's probably not a good idea to do that though, is it? Okay, we're finally starting to move. You know what? I'm just going to tell him to investigate closer and we'll figure it out. This truck is going to go and be a little bit closer too. All right, so the truck is moving now though. We have 8 days. This is not a lot of time. Not a lot of time at all. We got some microprocessors. This doesn't get stored. Microprocessors don't get stored. We need more CPU. I can't build anything. So let's go ahead and take my data center.
You can't build here. We'll
expand to have 6 more of these things. And then I kind of want one more of these, but I feel like with this many people, maybe I do need more of these. It can't hurt, right? Having another hydroponic farm. I don't have enough CPU, of course. Okay, so we're maxed out at CPU right now. Like I can't build anything until I have those data centers up. But I can, you know, make the stuff we already have better. I can do that. Look at all the titanium we already have in there. It's glorious. Check out contracts really quick. And this is interesting. 33 days. I should be able to come up with that much titanium in 33 days. But should be able to is always a risky proposition because you don't necessarily have it. 9 days is, we're not going to be able to put enough smart concrete in the rocket in 9 days. So I have to count on this much. Not quite worth it. Not making fuel yet. Really need to start. Steel should be in abundance right now, but it keeps getting put into components. But I think that can be paused and I can then deliver this. It's 22 days away. I could do that. Let's do this job for malachite. And that is not all of it. So let's shift to courier. And it's only 420 steel. So none of the titanium will be on this. That's the way it is. Go. And then the last one should be just a single orbiter, right? Yeah, this is full. This is everything we need. 141, 74 remaining. Yeah. So those two are going to come down to the landing pads. We should be able to make that work. We're only making components with 2 machines at the moment, so definitely not optimal. And you can see the titanium is no longer routed into here either. So we're also not making the rolling machines anymore either. That's okay. We're moving all this stuff anyway. And here's the plates. We're going to leave that alone for now. But we're going to take the belt back because I need the money. Break down the machine. Break down this belt. Break down all of this belt. Get all of that money back too. And we'll eventually be moving these machines anyway. That is gone, so we can get rid of that storage as well. All of this is done. We can break down this, get all this belt back. Here we go. Are you done? You guys are out of iron oxide. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of these too. And we clear the way to have components being made. I was going to make them right here. But that was back when I thought titanium was being processed over here. So now that I'm processing titanium here, perhaps it's better to have my components factory right here. And then we can process something else over here. I'm kind of liking that idea now, the more I think about it. Let's go ahead and drop this stuff off the belt. We can close that output too, so that doesn't do it anymore. Let's go ahead and drop this stuff off the belt. Yeah. So we have 48 in each of these. I'm going to tear these machines down too. We're going to move components. So all of this gets just wrecked. Wrecking it all. Give me all that money back, or at least as much as you're going to. That gives me 82 components in storage right there. And then probably now should move this, right? Bigger storage would be good. Hold on, pause. Let's go back over here. Okay, the truck is over here, but the rover is not just yet. I'm going to give all of my attention to this for now, because there's not much time.
The chances of picking up the crew alive are getting slimmer.
I know.
Every single day. Director, we
Okay, let's move over this way. Shift you this direction.
Hurry.
I know. We're gonna. I'm scanning a little bit early just so I can narrow it down faster. Thankfully, it looks like I picked up something. So 4 days left. Scan it from here. Okay, still good. We're still moving this way. Let's go. Truck, keep going that way. 3 days left. Damn that nighttime. You see what I'm saying, though? If I hadn't left that dialogue, it'd be basically impossible to rescue them. Because like you're at nighttime, is what it is. You don't have any battery. What? I found them. They're over here somewhere. I can't see their icon. Where is that? Oh, it's right on the very edge. Oh, okay. We're getting over there. We're getting over there. If I had scanned just like a second sooner, I wouldn't have been able to find that. All the way up here is where it is. Come on, come on, go, go, go. Go, truck, go. 1 day. So close. All right, we found it. Investigate. Get the truck over there. Got it. Found them. Truck. Expedition. Transport everyone. Fill all. They're coming with another 100 carbon fiber. There's 3 of them. Send the truck. Oh boy. I think we got them. We got them. We got them in time. Barely. Oh man, that was very close. But we got them. We are loaded up in the car, baby.
Director, the landing was rough and not everyone survived. The commander did everything to save us. Several people died from injuries shortly after landing. If only you had...
Yeah, I know. If I had sent us...
Please take us to safety.
Yeah, I know. If only I had whatever. Whatever. You know, whatever. I wasn't here in time. I get it. If I had been there a little bit sooner, blah, 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 you're just... It's not my fault. Okay? Not my fault. We're going that way.
We've arrived at the base. It's still hard to believe that it's all in the past now. Thank you, Director.
You are welcome. Am I wasting research right now? It doesn't say I am, but it doesn't... Oh, there's no production of green science right now. That's a problem. Okay, well, I definitely want to create more fuel. We're gonna make a lot of money once I do that. So I could go add that. Am I really gonna upgrade things right now, though? Big batteries sound great, though, don't they? I think Flight Control Center would be interesting. The repeater sounds like an interesting proposition, too. I probably should get that done. We are sending resources here already, aren't we not? Yeah. Let's get another cargo truck so we can facilitate that just a tiny bit faster. I feel like this one's infinite time, so whatever. This is the one that's got... No, it's only 16 days. Okay, we're fine. We don't need to worry about that then. I thought maybe there was a bonus. Okay, we have 285 CPU. And we need more beds, right? Yeah, there's 10 colonists total. Wow. Okay, well, let's build more beds. 1, 2, 3, Let's go 4 more. Why not? I got the aluminum for it. I think, yeah. I got enough aluminum for 4 more beds. So let's make that happen before they arrive. And then we have a whole bunch of colonists. Now, there's not a whole lot for them to do. At least fun stuff for them to do. But they sleep in a separate room to where they eat and work. We got all the utility stuff in here. We can get bigger storages later on as well. Bigger water tanks and stuff that exists. Bigger oxygen tank exists. We do kind of want to keep an eye on that to see if we are... So it looks like our max output's 50, max capacity 25. It says it gets filled right now. So it is... We are generating more than we are consuming. On the water side, same thing. Yeah. But, right, as we add more of these, which I can now do since I have the CPU to do it. Yep. We might need to start melting more water. Possibly. We'll see. I'm also tempted to... well, I need to melt more water here. So, like, this probably should have been bent this direction so that I could really easily do that. Now I'm going to have to come around and go under twice instead of only going under once. So that happened. Yeah, this should have been routed underneath in a bit of a zigzag. Is it too late to do this? It's never too late. It's just... I think when I need it, then I'll just do it, and I'll probably have the resources at the time where the expense of it won't matter. But right now, the expense matters. But okay, we have a little bit of spare charge. I'm gonna just send it that way. See if we got anything over there. Nothing. Send it this way as well. Just I don't know if there's anything. I mean, there's nothing over here, right? So whatever. I'm just using the extra charge because we have it. And there's nothing over there. We've kind of established that now. So, okay, fine. So you go away. Bye. We'll leave you plugged in because I'm probably going to process something over here. Getting more silicon into the system is possible. It's actually probably a good thing. I think before I do that, though, I want more aluminum into the system. So 25K to upgrade that aluminum extractor to get that going, too. Okay, so in here is where we're processing that stuff. So let's talk about that really quick. We want furnaces. And I think maybe I put the furnaces this direction and we process the fuel on this side. Then the fuel will go, the aluminum will go that way for additional processing over here. But the fuel itself ends up going up. So let me just take a look at logistics. And this area is wide open. There's nothing over there, right? So here's our... well, I can actually just do it over here too. I can see it. So if I come over with the conveyor elevator, so there's this, and you can see the base in the bottom right corner. I love how they've implemented this. So over here on this side, there's like nothing here, right? It's wide open. And so this is where the fuel will end up coming up, and then it will route itself into the expedition center, the flight control center, or wherever, right? It will go that way. So that's where I want to have this happen. So I guess it's probably all right to have the furnaces over here. And we could probably put them over here like this. So let's say the furnace for this goes... We'll start with 3. I don't know if that's probably not needed because we only have one extractor for this. So we'll start with 2. 2 is good. Okay, so what we want from this, I only have 20 grand, so I might need to borrow some, but what we're gonna do with this is come out wide and then over, and then it goes under from here, okay? And then this is gonna continue in this row, and then it needs to come down here, doesn't it? Because this whole thing is gonna be reserved. This whole row is reserved for the multi-regolith refineries. And so it needs to all travel on the same path and eventually come out. So I think actually I'm going to tweak this a little bit. You're going to be over here instead. Facing this way. You're going to be over here. So it comes out this way, crosses here, into probably a storage. Maybe we could put a little buffer storage in there in case we're not processing it fast enough. I mean, it can't hurt, right? So we'll go like this instead. Put these two here and we can expand that way. So then we'll take you and bring you all the way this direction. And then it comes through here, underneath. This is 10 grand. Goes underneath like that. We get a buffer storage here. That's all right. Like that. And then you process like that. And like that. Down the row you go. And that's where the aluminum's gonna go for now. And aluminum oxide done. Yep. So we begin processing that here, and then once that's done, we make the fuel here. Other aluminum can be sent this direction for additional processing, additional things we might want to do with it. But we make the fuel here, and we send it up, probably from this spot, or it doesn't really matter where, but we send it up. And it ends up top, the middle of nowhere. Nothing's in the way. And we route it to Expedition Center from there. Speaking of the Expedition Center, maybe it's time to build that, yeah. It might be time to build that. Because I think it's more than time to build that. So we know that that's going to pop out right here. And I still want this close enough for, the drones to get in there. We're also going to have flight control center and stuff over here too. So yeah, but we have a lot of room for this. So let's put it over. How close do I want it? Let's put it here. We'll get that there. And that's going to let us do other missions with the trucks. Okay. Did we not deliver this yet? What happened? What's going on, guys? For real? Guys, I have the resources for this, right? 74 steel. I need 72 more steel and like 100 more titanium. I have those. Just deliver it to the pod, please. I guess I have to make it the max priority. We should probably do that on both of these just so I have it done.
Research complete.
Research is complete now on large storages. Oh, good. So then I can start. I was going to move this, but I've been waiting to do so, and now I can do so with a larger storage. Instead, seems good. The titanium here, we're going to wait until we deliver that contract, and then I'm going to put the rolling mill back in, and we need to start making components again, too. I still have 85 of them, but you start doing that, too. Crash site. In a desolate lunar valley lies the wreckage of a crashed spacecraft. The cylindrical body and remnants of solar panel mounts suggest it was a satellite disabled in the explosion and fell from orbit. Scorch marks and signs of extreme heat are evident, telling of a catastrophic event that caused its downfall. The scene is both awe-inspiring and tragic, a stark reminder of the perils of lunar exploration. We're going to get a whole bunch of science for 60 days, and that gives us green science once more. So we can actually progress our extended tender license some more. Is there anything else I should be progressing instead? Maybe the sociology lab, because that gets me the ability to generate my own green science. But I don't need green science to make this. It's nice that way, right? Like, the thing that makes blue science doesn't take blue science, takes the other two. The thing that takes orange science takes the other two, right? They designed it pretty well that way. I like that. Not really ready for any of these other things yet. Colonist recruitment is not needed yet because we're gonna have 10 of them. So, like, yikes. We could add this, but it's not green science. Carbon fiber factory is probably what I should do there, but I have a lot of time. So what am I gonna do for additional green science? Maybe an underground conveyor expansion? Rolling mill upgrade. I only need one. The the drilling efficiency upgrade is really nice, but it costs 90,000 to upgrade just one extractor. I think for obvious reasons here, I'd rather find other sources. For something like aluminum, where it seems like I only have one deposit, this makes more sense. But everything else, I have multiple deposits. I know where they are. I'd rather dig out to those and build the level 1s to add that capacity than to, you know, speed up an extractor that's already had, you know, $35,000 invested in it by another 50%. I can literally double aluminum by just dropping another level 1, right? So I'd rather do that. This truck is on its way. Okay, you are doing nothing out here. So let's get you to that distress call. And then this is just components we can pick up once we have the expedition center. So that's the next thing we're focusing on now, is building that expedition center. In addition to delivering this stuff, which now has 11 days left in it. It's wild that it's taken so long for this because, like, I have the resources. I'm not waiting to build them. I have them already. So it's like, come on now. I love that we're filling our batteries every single day, but I now have large batteries possible, and that would free up CPU as well. I just don't want to replace them while they're full. So I kind of like, I'm going to start replacing them a little bit at a time, and I'm going to start doing that, you know, tonight. So I think what I'll end up doing is we'll get rid of, we'll go from this end to this end, because this is where the main connectors are, and they're all kind of moving this direction. So I'll gut these first. Basically these 3 rows will get gutted first. We'll replace these with large ones, and then we'll keep going this direction. And we'll make sure that we space them out so that the large ones end up ending right here still. Although there's 2 spaces between here. It doesn't really need 2 spaces. So maybe it's okay to have this not land exact. I think it's probably fine. Yeah. There's our 44,000. So 50 grand in the bank. What else we got? I gotta get fuel, dude. All right. Fuel's gotta happen. Let's prioritize this, and this, please. Yep, monthly expenses. Oh, I wanted to see that because we now have wages. Needs payment. Interesting. These are disabled for now. There's a lot of stuff here that's disabled, but you'll notice engineer, research, biologist, cook, medic, therapist. I mean, medics are in the game already. I already have one. I have a medic. Operator, manager, pharmacist, bartender, and therapist. So cook being here, right? They'll be doing every job. If I want them to only do one job, like engineer can do engineering things. If I want them to just focus on science, though, then I can, you know, get rid of the other ones, and they'll only do the one I select. And then we have work hour settings. So we have right now 70% work, 30% personal time. That's the default. We'll see if that's good or not.
We detected a faint emergency signal coming from a point not far from us.
I'm James Sullivan, station employee. 3 of us have food and water. Base 4 and 5 are depressured. Need repairs, materials. We need help. I repeat, need help.
Interference is making it difficult to pinpoint the exact location. According to the signal data, there should be a radar station number 23 in this area. To find out more details, we'll have to dispatch search equipment.
Well, we happen to have search equipment. Yeah, we do. Let's take a look. So over here, station 23 is what we want to find. Where is that at? Over this way. Let's move that direction while we still have a little bit of juice. This is arriving just now. So now the cargo is here. The other staff are here. Oh boy, that's exciting. We have more colonists. I have enough beds for them. I have enough food for them. I don't have enough places for them all to sit down, but you know, 40% of them can eat at the same time. I don't know if that's enough. I might need more tables. We'll see. I now have at the time I didn't have the table, but now I have it. So where is it? Recreation. Yeah, the dining table. So for the same amount of space, I could have double. It's a little bit less space, but it's not double the space, but you get what I'm saying. I can double the number of people that can eat here. All I have to do is place it right there, which is pretty tempting to do. We need carbon fiber. I have all these resources. It's a very easy build. So I'm going to take that away, that away. We're going to make this priority because I know people hate eating without a table. I think they hate it so much they probably won't eat without a table. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of this.
For carrying out
And then we're going to want to get the dining
various
table
tasks and contracts
right there. And then we'll make this a high
on the
priority
moon,
construction.
you may need a rover scout and cargo transport. Since our resources are currently insufficient for producing transport, you can purchase everything you need in the CRUST Solutions section of the Control Center interface.
Okay, so I was waiting for this to unlock and it just wasn't. So I'm glad it's here now. So now I can use funds to like pay, labs on Earth to do science stuff for me. I can also use this to purchase additional vehicles, although I don't have enough money. They're 190 grand at this difficulty. I don't know if that might be higher or lower. All these things are kind of, rebalanced for the difficulty setting. Why is it 14,260? It's a very specific number, right? That kind of thing.
In this section, you can rent other labs.
I know. Okay, so microcircuits are like the next thing I really want to start making, and it's aside from fuel. So I need to work on that. I need to get that going again. Also, this stuff doesn't have power. So you are going to go this direction, stay in the center, and then we'll have you nestle yourself right here, I guess. And then you can now power this one, and then 2 more expansions if we do it. That seems good. Yeah, all good things there. So we have a need for steel. What's going on with that? We have 30. How come this is all shut down? Wait, why are you all unpowered? Oh, I disconnected it. Oh my God. Proceed. This entire side is disconnected. Okay. How many comments had that telling me that? I know. You'll be able to tell who hasn't watched the full video because they'll tell me this. That's how it goes. Aluminum, like that. Okay. We've now selected what I want to make here, and now I just need it to go. So we'll have this all the way over this way, and then I think I'll have the storage. Maybe the storage will be over here anyway, and then we can have the storage like wrap around to do. I want the fuel, I think, coming out over here, but it's not a huge deal if the elevator is here, because then I could route something else this way to go up the elevator over here. That's not a bad idea, I think I'm actually going to commit to that. We're going to say, just trying to see. I'm tilting. I love that. I'm just tilting down so I can see the base up top. So I think if I have aluminum processing all the way through here, if I made this here, I would have access to everything coming up top. Yeah. So I could put that right here. And then anything I want to go up could go up from that point. It could be routed this way, go underneath the belt, right? Go from this way, go underneath the belt. You could also, I put the power poles in the middle of this so that I had space on both sides of it in case I want to route something around it. All right, I'm trying to think ahead. I do this sometimes, okay? It's not always the greatest way of, I'm not really necessarily great at it all the time, but I try it. So fuel is going to go out this way. So if I had a lot of aluminum, which I hope to have at some point in my illustrious career in this game, I could say large storage goes here, and then that way it can go that way and get processed into something else. It's stored in the storage, of course, or it can go this way and start to get processed as fuel. So I think right here is an okay spot for storage for aluminum. So put you there and then have you come out and go that way. And then subsequent machines from this point on would go that direction. If I did go this way with machines, for aluminum, I don't think I'm going that way. No, we're gonna keep to the plan like this. Build that. All right. I have everything I think that's required to expand to the next stage of this game, which is having resources up top. We're gonna want another elevator for all the titanium and iron-based stuff, components and stuff to go up top too. So I'm thinking maybe this area here could be an all right place to put another one of these. I'm not allowed to build over there. Yeah, I'm not allowed to build that far over. I could do here though. This is as far over as it'll let me build. Yeah. Not allowed to build there either. So it'd have to be like here. It's not the greatest spot. I think I'd rather belt it and bring it over to this spot, honestly. But getting another elevator maybe over here would be all right. In line with this one. It's maybe like here. It could be all right. I also have additional iron I can dip into right here too. And just pop it right there on that main belt. So we'll work with one elevator for now. But the fuel I want to go up top because we don't need it down here. There's no reason for fuel down here. It's always going to be up top. I mean, unless I do, you know, like a fuel generator for power down here, but I'm hoping not to have to do that. I don't want to burn my own supply, all right? I want to sell it and not burn it. All right. Where is this? Ooh. Right there. Right there. And then maybe we need to bring something to them. Don't know yet. We're not going to have an expedition center for a little bit here. I need micro circuits. That's it. Got another contract. Can we do this? Fuel would be nice. It's surface. I have to bring it on the surface, but all right. 199 aluminum for 83k. God, it's going to be great to have that going. Aluminum is scarce, man. It's hard to find. So I gotta make as much of it as I can and turn it into fuel, which is basically the same as turning it into money. So everybody wants aluminum. I can even have the 8 components, but I need aluminum for it. This one is okay. I have no steel because I disconnected it like an idiot. So nope, no contracts available for me, at least not yet. Okay, so I want to get to making the rolling mills, get those set up again. So we're going to make those plates. I'm going to put them right here. This gives me room to expand that plate production. And I've decided that the components are actually going to be made right here. I wanted more room to expand this because I know we're going to need a lot of components in the future. So we're going to have the steel is going to be routed this way. Same thing with all the titanium from here is going to get routed this way. And we'll end up producing it right over here. So that means this needs cleared out for me to be able to do that. So we're just going to make this a priority for the drillers. And we can get components production back online as we do. And then for the microcircuits, because I have microcircuits factory now, I need this silicon plus the rare earths, all this stuff over here. So microcircuits can be right over here. And I'm thinking probably just right along this edge. There's 2 different resources, so I need room. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe right through here. I look at other things though, like modular terminals, and that's an input for that. Microcircuits are. So it's like, do I want that to be close to? I don't want that to be close by. Assemblers also, they're going to use microcircuits. So I'm going to need to produce a lot of these things. And so, you know, I'm thinking maybe this area is going to be dedicated to just silicon only. And it's going to get routed this way, which kind of makes me think that my whole big factory being over here thing is not going to work as well as I thought it was. Because just having this building, I need this space for additional production. So I'm starting to regret putting these here. I haven't upgraded them yet, so I can still move them this direction, but I'm kind of thinking of putting them on this side of this belt and then flipping them over so they face that way. It's kind of where I'm leaning right now. The other thing I could do is just do that anyway, leave these where they are. Now we have a source of silicon that can be distributed or sold or whatever that doesn't get produced. And then I could just simply have this go under, and now I have additional production here, and we can make microcircuits and all that stuff in this area. And then carbon fiber is now out in this area because there's nothing here, right? So we could have maybe the carbon fiber factory could be planned to be, you know, let's say maybe not quite that maybe not quite that far over. We can maybe say, because the titanium is there, right? The titanium will probably end up going this direction and then meeting up with these belts. I don't know. There's not a lot of room, but I can just keep mining and then tap it in on this side, right? So I think probably our carbon fiber production would be this area here. I think that's big enough. We could probably get maybe, I don't know, 12 carbon fiber machines in this space from here over to here and then all the way up. I could probably get quite a few carbon fiber, you know, maybe 14 or 15. And then the rest of that space is the large hydroponic farms. We of course need more water. We have 2 sources of water here we can route in for that production too. So we have a lot of water we can melt in there. We'll have probably 4 or 5 water melting things on the sides here too eventually. Which leaves me with all of this space, right? So why don't we start looking at how we're going to use that space just a little bit here. Kind of talking about the future in this way, but we have these big things here, right? Manufacturer is a work in progress, it says. But high-tech factory, we're going to be making a lot of these things. We want to make, you know, things like you want nanotubes and stuff. That's where the assembler comes in. We need carbon fiber and silicon. Look, we're making carbon fiber here. Silicon is over near this, along with the slag. Like all this stuff is kind of close by. We could probably make it work. We just need enough room to move around, right? And then once we have the nanotubes being made in the high-tech factory, we start using those to produce all sorts of things if we want to, right? So anyway, what I'm really looking for right now is microcircuits. Where are those going to be? They need to be wherever modular terminals are going to be located. Those components, right? So maybe modular terminals ends up being produced here, and we can bring the components from this side and the microcircuits from this side. That makes sense. Because I don't think the terminals, they're an input for control units. We need duralumin plates for this, which we can make just by chucking in oxides, which isn't a big deal. I mean, I could make those anywhere then. All I have to do is put some of the filters, not the splitters, I don't even think I have them unlocked right now. Where are they? They are maybe the engineering right here. The programmable splitters, right? All we need to do to make those, we can make those anywhere. And then we just take and put one of the splitters here, like wherever, just 3 of them, and tell them, hey, split a specific resource that direction. Split one that way, split one that way. And then as it just flows through here, it just starts splitting off the right one. We end up with all 3 of them being chucked into a thing. Or the high-tech thing, if you look at it, the high-tech factory thing, it's using iron oxide, titanium, and aluminum. So silicon is the only thing it doesn't use to make this. I think we can make this with something else too, though. I thought we could make those duralumin plates with something else. Yeah, right here. Aluminum and rare earth elements. If we run out of rare earth elements, though, then the only way to make these is with those oxides. But if we wanted, instead of having 3 splitters that are pulling off each one, we could probably do 1 splitter that just sends the silicon that direction. Or maybe we have it be like, we pull off the belt, do a separate belt, and then filter that. So like basically the only thing that pops out is silicon. Everything else goes this way. And then we have another programmable splitter that then splits it and separates it and puts it where it needs to go. Right, but it's the rare earth elements and aluminum is what we're going to be using to make those. And so like rare earth elements is already being injected into this area for the microprocessors. Right. So that's what I'm looking at right now is where are these high advanced things going to be, and how do we get them to the point where I'm starting to finally making aluminum. Yeah. So the next step is microcircuits, because that's like a bottleneck that I have to keep buying and it's costing me money. So we have 300 CPU power right now available to us. Plenty of electricity. It's more than halfway done with the night. Yeah, it's almost dawn and we're only at 52% battery. So we're very good on power. Microcircuits are needed for this expedition control center to be done, and probably for everything else more advanced that we want to do. And you can see where the elevator comes out right here. So when the elevator comes out, we're going to start looking at, you know, where do these belts go? How do they get distributed to storage? And you can do, you know, control which one goes out which side and everything that way too. So this thing acts as a splitter as well. Programmable splitter or whatever. Yeah. So lots to think about. I gotta think about this. I'm also gonna, you know, try to get some of your comments in here too. Okay. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. We're wrapping it up here. See you next time. Bye-bye.